So I'm not sure if you noticed, but Anna Kasparian messaged Jimmy Dore 6 months later. So Jimmy's not just making this up to cover his ass. No pun intended. So unless Jimmy somehow knew 6 months in advance that Anna would accuse him of sexual harassment, in all likelihood, his account of the story, his account of the incident, is true.
Keep it 100, I be feeling like Campbell soup over white rice, baked chicken with the skin on, yeah, Lowry's with black pepper, I'm fully seasoned with laughter.
Cenk Uygur, the CEO of TYT, he made a video responding to Glenn Greenwald's comments on the ongoing feud between Jimmy Dore and the Young Turks. The video itself is quite long and it would take a very long time to break it down. So I want you to let me know in the comments if you want to see a video breaking down that entire response. But there's a particular part of the clip that I want to focus on where Cenk accidentally admits to telling a massive lie. Cenk and Anna, he accidentally exposed that they were lying. So I'm going to play the clip for you. I'm going to play that portion of the clip for you, and then we'll discuss.
This is December of 2020, okay? So this state secret that apparently that was going to get blackmailed, etc. Jimmy had already admitted. Watch.
One time I was in a news studio, and I won't say who did this, but someone wore such a short. No. Anyway.
You gave me a dirty look last week when I mentioned that. I thought it was funny.
I'm just saying. I've seen newscasters' naked asses in newsrooms. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying whose.
I think that was a nice news skirt.
Yes, a nice news skirt.
Yeah, the only thing worse than a nice news skirt is a nice news thong.
A news thong. It's a news bikini. I'm doing the news in my news thong. Oh, boy.
Glenn also pretended that Jimmy was a principled person who was only talking about politics. Have you ever seen Jimmy? He's only talking about politics, and he never made it personal until Anna threatened to reveal this thing that Jimmy had revealed months ago. And why did Jimmy start making, and by the way, they were talking about Anna when they went into that spiel, okay? And so it was not unclear who he was referring to. It wasn't any random person at TYT, right? They were talking about Anna, and then they say all that.
So I'm very confused. I really don't understand Cenk's logic beyond the entire response, but like I said, that's a breakdown for a separate video. But does Cenk realize that by posting this, he disproves the point that he and Anna made on their own live stream, on their show? So in the clip Cenk played, it's dated December 18th, 2018. Jimmy Dore, he casually brought it up on a live stream that one time he was in a news studio, and he won't say who, but someone wore such a short skirt that he saw the newscaster's naked ass. So then he and his wife, Steph Zamorano, they began to joke around about it a bit, and the way he spoke about it, you can't really tell exactly who he's talking about. You can maybe guess he's speaking about Anna, but it's impossible to say for sure because he's been in other newsrooms, and Anna is not the only woman working at TYT. And of course, she wasn't the only woman working there at TYT while Jimmy was there. So that point's obvious. The problem with Cenk pointing out Jimmy bringing this up unprovoked is that on June 15th, 2021 at 8:56 p.m., Anna Kasparian, the executive producer of The Young Turks, she DM'd Jimmy Dore on Instagram with this message. I'm sure you remember when you constantly made inappropriate comments about how sexy you found me at work. and even felt the need to ask me where I shop for my jeans so you can buy a pair for your wife so she dresses better. That was followed by an apology card you wrote me for degrading harassment. I've been holding back, letting you run your mouth nonstop as if you're some sort of warrior for what's good in the world. That's going to change. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but Anna Kasparian messaged Jimmy Dore 6 months later. So Jimmy's not just making this up to cover his ass. No pun intended. So unless Jimmy somehow knew 6 months in advance that Anna would accuse him of sexual harassment, in all likelihood, his account of the story, his account of the incident is true. I'm going to use this example to further bolster my point. In the U.S. criminal justice system, one is assumed innocent until proven guilty beyond all reasonable doubt. So in the case of a sexual assault case, which this is not, sexual assault is sexual contact or behavior that occurs without the explicit consent of the victim. Acts of sexual assault can range from indecent exposure, if contact is made with the victim, to the very worst of it, which is rape. It differs from sexual harassment, which is characterized as making inappropriate sexual remarks. In the case of sexual assault, especially incidents that occurred in the distant past, to add credibility to the victim and to prove the perpetrator is guilty beyond reasonable doubt, the prosecutor will ask people who were in the lives of the victim at the time or post that happening, did the victim tell you about the incidents? It is exceedingly rare that the victim told absolutely no one about the incident whatsoever, and conversely, when someone is being honest, they would have told someone about the incident at some point. This is very important in adding credibility to the victim, because without it, it becomes a he said, she said situation when there's no one to prove either side is telling the truth. This adds credibility to the victim and further proves beyond a reasonable doubt that the perpetrator committed the offense. Cenk inadvertently undermined Anna's position by showing that Jimmy Dore brought up the incident before Anna in effect blackmailed him, while Anna self-admittedly told no one. So Jimmy Dore, he told thousands of people in a live stream, while Anna Kasparian claims Jimmy Dore has been constantly sexually harassing her, and she didn't tell anyone the entire time. So before I go more into Anna Kasparian specifically, I want to play a video showing her account of the story, and I'm going to show you her message that she DM'd to Jimmy Dore again.
I want to be clear about something. So the DM that I sent him specifically called him out on his constant sexual harassment of me at this place, at TYT. I also want to be clear that I didn't talk about it with anyone. I never talked about it with Cenk until very recently, because for obvious reasons. And so I sent him that DM because the harassment has continued. It's not sexual harassment, it's been constant harassment online that wouldn't go away. Doesn't matter if I ignore him, which some of my friends, my leftist friends have told me, just ignore him, it'll go away, just ignore him, ignore him. Kept going and going and going, directing trolls at me nonstop. And finally I couldn't take it anymore. So I sent him that message saying, you remember what you did to me.
Yeah.
And I can't stand that he positions himself as this moral fighter for progressive values when he and I both know the kind of behavior he engaged in when he was working here. So I wanted to give you that context.
So
the issue here is on April 14th, 2016, she messaged Jimmy Dore on Instagram saying, watching you guys kick ass right now. So again, it's important to pay attention to this for two main reasons. The first reason is the date. The incident in question allegedly took place in 2014. So according to Anna, she was constantly sexually harassed, and then she messaged Jimmy Dore saying that he's doing an amazing job with his show. The second issue here with her complimenting his show and the timing of it, the incident taking place in 2014, her messaging him in 2016, is that in a typical case of someone who is being sexually harassed, they're not going to go out of their way to compliment the person. So it lends more credence to Jimmy Dore's argument when he said that they were friendly and he apologized because he felt that he went a little overboard with his joke. And I just want to read one of the comments underneath the video of Jimmy Dore responding to Anna Kasparian and the Young Turks. So the comment by Josh K says, Jimmy apologized because he thought about how Anna felt, not because of professional blackmail or a pressure campaign. Jimmy is a stand-up person. So whether you agree that Jimmy Dore is a stand-up person or not, the one thing that's undeniable, even if you can't stand them, and it's your opinion, you can like or hate whoever you want, the one thing that can't be denied is that he apologized because he felt bad. He didn't apologize because he felt this is something that would be used against him later. He apologized because he felt he was in the wrong. And they were clearly friends after, as you can see. There's shows that they did post the incident in 2014, and you can see based on the message that she sent him. So he's not, like I said earlier, he didn't apologize to try to cover his ass. So not only did Anna not tell anyone, she said she didn't tell anyone for, quote, obvious reasons. So let's look at those obvious reasons. In most cases, the obvious reasons are the person engaging in the exploitative activities is normally the superordinate, and the subordinate is afraid of retaliation, or they're afraid that they won't be believed. These factors are not present in this case because, according to Jimmy's account, Anna was the executive producer at the time, making her his boss. But according to Cenk, she was not yet the executive producer at the time. I was unable to confirm or deny the timeline of Anna's time becoming the executive producer. In the climate that we live in today, it's highly unlikely that she believes she wouldn't have been believed. So the fact that Anna Kasparian told absolutely no one, not her boss, not her husband or boyfriend, not her friends, not therapists, etc., while Jimmy Dore, unprovoked, told his side of the story to thousands of people on the live stream, it makes it highly unlikely that Anna's account of the story is 100% factual. Meanwhile, it's much more likely that Jimmy Dore's account of the story is more accurate. And finally, Cenk called Jimmy Dore a pervert and claimed that he looked up Anna Kasparian's skirt. Even Anna didn't allege that. This is the one part of the incident that's a clear lie, and it seems like he's projecting.
My God, girl, you're going to dinner with your dad, and you got your cooch all exposed. That's sick. That's crazy. I can't imagine that we go to a family dinner, and my sister's got a short skirt on with no underwear, and people are constantly taking shots of her at this angle, and she still has no underwear. I mean, I wouldn't allow it, man.
Right.
You know, I'm the most liberal guy in the world, and I'd be like, no, bitch, get your shit straightened out, okay?
Oh,
you are not to go outside the house anymore without panties on.
Right. I totally agree with you. At the same time, I want to give her credit for something.
Oh, you do? Fascinating.
I do. Unfortunately, we're not able to see it on YouTube, but if you go on our website, theyoungturks.com, you can see it.
Also, how would he know if his sister wore panties or not unless he looked up her...
Water bottle chug contest with my sister. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
So that's all I gotta say for this video. I really appreciate y'all watching. Like the content, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications on post videos in the future. But I gotta leave you with one more thing before the video is over, and that's the word of the day. The word of the day for today is propagate. Propagate is spelled Propagate. The definition of propagate is spread and promote an idea, theory, or etc. widely. So now I will attempt to use propagate in a sentence. It is absolutely essential that we no longer allow the idea that TYT is progressive media to propagate throughout the world anymore. TYT is absolutely regressive to the progressive movement, and they have no space in this realm unless they're just being terrible shock jocks, which they've always been. Hopefully I use that sentence correctly. So, this week I have more coming up exposing TYT. The next is speaking on TYT, mostly Cenk being very pro-war. It's not just Syria that Cenk has supported. So you want to see me continue to expose TYT and how terrible they are? Make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm bringing the heat all week. I wasn't able to post this video yesterday because of family issues and technology issues and every issue imaginable. So it's here now. So I hope you enjoy it. And like I said, like and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. But other than that, I have a Patreon now. You want to donate to my Patreon anywhere between $3 and $10 a month. It would be very helpful. It's going to be trying to grow massively, and I'll be able to give you a better viewing experience. So if you want to donate to my Patreon, it's www.patreon.com/keep it100dre. Or if you want to donate more, I'm not going to stop you. So you can donate to my Buy Me a Coffee account at buymeacoffee.com/keep it100dre. Both will be linked in the description below. So you can actually pick how much you want to donate, anywhere between $5 a month to any amount that you like at Buy Me a Coffee. So I would appreciate either way. So like I said, I have more coming on TYT this week, so make sure you like and subscribe. Videos are coming all week. So anything else I gotta say? Watch my George Floyd documentary. I'm gonna keep saying it till it gets to at least 100 views because I work my ass off on that. So my George Floyd documentary explains the system that allowed George Floyd to be murdered, how much further we have to go until progress is actually achieved, and if we made any progress at all in the past year. So it's going to be on the end screen, so give it a watch. I really appreciate it. Other than that, I appreciate y'all watching. Understand this. Peace.
Well, I've been stacking up. Nah, really that ain't accurate, cause I just spent my whole damn advance in the past couple months just to compensate for times we ain't have enough. Ooh.